It was a question of how we could tell the story. We knew it was an amazing story to tell and a shocking one, and it was a question of how we could make the story dramatic and coherent. And as we began to look into it, Margaret's own story came to the fore, and for us it posed the sort of central dilemma that is hopefully within the film. And so it was a very conscious decision to tell the story through Margaret's eyes, yes. Yes, when I was much younger, I mean, I was a child, you know, I decided in my wisdom that I didn't want to have anything to do with films, but as I got older, the pull was sort of irresistible, really. And absolutely influenced by my father and many other, of course, influences as well. And so he's a very strong influence in the way that parents often are on children.
Well, I think it's very appropriate that Jim, has to talk about his father making this film, because that's there's a central emotional bombshell at the centre of any story like this, which is your bond with your mother or your parents. And I think for any, I sort of got about 10 seconds into reading the script and nearly had to put it down. I have small children, and it takes for any of us to imagine our own children being taken away and put on a boat and sent to the other side of the world, not knowing where they're going, and not knowing, and having nobody to look after them and nobody to care for them, and being sent to places of terrible abuse when in fact their parents were still alive and didn't know where they were.
Well, for us the apology was it provides a full stop to the story, at least of sorts. So of course it was very, very important for the former child migrants and to Margaret. It was something they'd campaigned for so long, so it was a huge moment for them. And I think that it's almost an insolvable problem for the people who actually lived through it. It's kind of irreparable for them. I think if you asked them, they would say that they find a way of living with it, but it's almost insolvable. But that would be a question really for them, of course.